Hello everyone and welcome back to the penultimate round of our F1 2006 Championship Edition Career Mode. Yes, we're back this weekend here for the Japanese Grand Prix. What in my mind is arguably the most difficult circuit on this game. The AI are good here. There is no room for error, so this one is going to be a tough old affair. However, we have had news back from Ron Dennis and McLaren that they're not interested in me, which is very, very sad. Red Bull, though, have offered us a contract renewal, which would take us right the way through to the end of next season. I'm going to hold off on it for now. I want to give ourselves a little bit more time to work out where we're going to go ready for next season, of course. You know, there are a couple of better teams that might still come knocking as well. But championship-wise, well, Fernando Alonso is looking dead set to wrap this championship up with a race to go of the season. Of course, Massa, Fisichella and Schumacher all had a disaster in last weekend's GP from Shanghai. We're still in the fight with Rubens Barrichello, though, for P5 overall and best of the rest there. So fingers crossed we can try and lock that down before the end of the year. But yeah, Japan this weekend, though, like I said, it's a tough old track. I just want to survive this race. Well, welcome back then to Suzuka, of course. Yeah, a very, very daunting track in the real world of Formula 1. And that's made even more so inside this game. Last season, though, we did actually finish this race. The pace wasn't horrendous. It was just a lack of consistency here. And I'm hoping now with a car, of course, that is far more responsive on steering input, that maybe, yeah, we can actually... I would love to score some points this weekend, but I'm certainly not going to hold my breath. That it's, you know, it's certainly not a guarantee around this venue, probably much less than it is at a lot of places. We do only need a few more points, though, to reach my personal goal of 50 by the end of the season, most of which have come from race victories. 4 wins on the bounce this year I'm very, very happy with, all in all. I reckon, yeah, we should be in a championship fight next season, but we might just struggle a tiny bit if we're still in this Red Bull car, as 130R, I always forget just how much easier that is on this game.
Welcome to Suzuka, Japan for the penultimate qualifying session in the Formula 1 calendar. Suzuka is one of the most technical and demanding circuits, and qualifying on pole here is no mean feat. Session 1 is about to start, so let's get on with the action.
Well, moving on then into qualifying. As I've said many times, I normally now don't show Q1 in these videos, but yeah, here at Suzuka, there's a very, very real possibility that we don't make it out of this first session. I just want to try and get a clean, tidy lap on the board first of all, kind of give us a rough idea of what we're aiming for. But yeah, this track on this game feels so narrow. I know obviously they do make changes, you know, to kind of the surrounding area around the circuit as well. We got a McLaren in the way. That's not ideal. Somehow we'll make that work, but that could have very easily been a massive accident. We've now got a Toro Rosso in the way as well. Can we do a Kobayashi before he made it cool? No, we cannot there. The AI, yeah, are pretty competent, actually, around this venue. Take some pretty good racing lines as well. There's not really any corners where they're kind of just sat on an apex, and you're not really expecting it, where you can carry, say, 20 miles an hour more than them. But yeah, it is just really, really difficult to try and find that precision, especially, obviously, on a controller. We'll try and get a nice slipstream, though, down the back straight from this Toro Rosso. Come on, am I going to have to look for it down the inside at 130R? Yes, I am. We should be through, though, yeah. Luckily, they do back out as we make our way then into the Casio Triangle. Has been a rather dramatic Q1 lap. A couple of big, big moments. Oh, and I've been validated through the final corner anyway.
Flying lap. He's done very well with that lap.
Well, I'm an apocalyptic dingleberry. We still did go 3 seconds clear of Sato, though. So I think we can emulate that. We should be into Q2. Well, 2 tenths up then as we make our way through 130R. Yeah, the pace actually looks a lot better than I was anticipating. We're pretty close, actually, to the time set by Felipe Massa. Make sure I don't corner cut my way through the Casio Triangle then and up towards the line. This should be a safely through on a 136.9. A second slower than Felipe, though. A lot of tracks recently have been a lot faster. Well, yeah, Suzuka really does seem like one of those tracks where I'm slightly quicker than the AI still, or at least quicker than my teammate. But yeah, certainly not one that we're going to be fighting right at the very top. Hopefully we should make it through Q2. But I guess the worst thing that could happen here, of course, is it rains, because then we are pretty much turning into a back marker. Up towards the line then, first lap complete, 37.4. Seemingly getting just a little bit slower than I was in Q1. We've got enough fuel to try and go for one more run. Something I've never given this game enough credit for. And I have certainly noticed it, obviously never using line on this game. I must admit, the braking actually seems quite accurate. You know, the braking distances, that kind of thing. Going through the Degners there, I suddenly thought, I don't really know where I'm meant to be braking, so I'm going to brake where I would on F123. It's not a lot of difference in it, and I think that's probably quite an underrated little thing in my mind. I know the cars obviously back then were a lot lighter and had ABS, so of course braking performance was a lot better, but brake technology has moved along.
He'll be upset with that performance. He'll know the car is capable of more. Giancarlo Fisichella, Juan Pablo Montoya, Jarno Trulli, Jacques Villeneuve, Nick Heidfeld, Mark Webber, Michael Schumacher, Fernando Alonso, Rubens Barrichello are all out on the circuit.
Well, completely threw that lap away in the final corner, and it's a 38.1 there. We simply just do not have a lot of pace. Well, not enough time to get back out there then at the end of the session, and it is a heartbreaking P11 at the end of qualifying then for the Japanese Grand Prix. We do still out-qualify Jacques Villeneuve, so I guess we could be happy with that. But yeah, points today are going to be very difficult to come by.
Hello and welcome to Suzuka for what promises to be another exciting dose of Formula One action. This is the Japanese Grand Prix. The Suzuka circuit was originally built by Honda back in 1962 and was added to the Formula One calendar in 1987. Suzuka also has the distinction of being the only figure-of-8 circuit in F1. With 18 turns, 3.69 miles per lap and the SS complex of corners near the start, the drivers love it here at Suzuka. It's a clear day here at the moment, good visibility for the drivers. Michael Schumacher will start from pole, while Juan Pablo Montoya starts alongside him in second. They're followed by Giancarlo Fisichella in third, Massa fourth. Fifth is Kimi Raikkonen. Jarno Trulli will start from P6. Rubens Barrichello starts 7th. Fernando Alonso rounds off the top 8.
Schumacher, Juan Pablo Montoya and Giancarlo Fisichella then leagues above the rest by the end of qualifying, but Fernando Alonso, on a track that is not that easy to overtake on, unless you're Kimi Raikkonen, he is in for a tough old race today. Of course, Schumacher is out of the championship fight, but Fisichella can still try and drag this out to the season finale. I'm sure, yeah, another driver that would love to get a good result here has got to be Felipe Massa, of course. One final race, his home race, next time out. Sure, he'd love to win a world championship in front of his home crowd. Oh yeah, this race might be a little bit of damage limitation against Rubens Barrichello in the championship. But of course, yeah, Montoya lining up on that front row. He has got a big chance to re-jump me in the standings overall. We just want to try and score some points here. This is a really good practice race for next season, where I want to try and build on my consistency and making sure that we're scoring good points pretty much week in and week out there if we want to have a shot at the championship. Some of the tracks just aren't going to suit us, so it's important that we learn what we need to do as well. But lining up on the grid then, it's time for the Japanese Grand Prix.
Turn up the volume and enjoy. Here we go. The race is go, go, go!
Oh, good start. Happy with that. We'll go straight past 1, 2, maybe 3 or 4. Look at this start, down towards turn 1. Immediately.
Turn 1. Michael Schumacher leads out of turn 1. He's followed by Montoya. Next is Fisichella.
Be very, very careful there through the first couple of turns, as, yeah, Raikkonen and Massa just Constantina up a little bit, but what on earth happened? I mean, I'm not complaining. We're still up, yeah, into the top 6 then of this Grand Prix off the start. Schumacher will still lead the way there. But you can see Massa and Fisichella both fighting each other already at the start of this Grand Prix, as Fisichella looks for a move up the inside of Montoya. But yeah, those two, of course, both want to try and score as many points as possible if they want to have a shot at the title. Raikkonen shows the nose on Felipe Massa as Jarno Trulli tries to look for a move back past myself there. But yeah, Alonso already out of the points then on lap 1, so a nightmare start for him. after the dream weekend last time out. But yeah, Schumacher, he's lost the championship. Will Ferrari make him play the team game to help Felipe? Oh, Raikkonen slow out. The Casio Triangle, of course, took a dominant victory, or a dramatic victory, I should say, in 2005. 17th to 1st in the ridiculous McLaren MP4-20. Oh, the AI break earlier than I expected to T1, though. We've got to be careful of that.
First lap completed, the field looks like this. Michael Schumacher leads. Montoya is second. Fisichella third. Massa fourth. Barrichello is in eighth.
Oh, Raikkonen's
pace from his starting position.
Oh, no, 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 no! Ah! There's so many cars! So many cars. Can I get off the line?
Yellow flags in sector 1. Repeat. Yellow
Oh,
flags in
no.
overtaking.
I just pulled off such a beautiful move.
You'll soon regain your place.
I just pulled off such a beautiful little move on Kimi Raikkonen, and as we came up the hill, back end of the car just got a little bit light there, induced some understeer, and, well, my heroics on lap 1 have all been for nothing, pretty much immediately. This is why Suzuka is a horrible track on this game. Horrible, I say that, I mean just difficult. Oh, oil down. Someone's got issues. Don't know who that is. Is it a front runner? Is it a back marker? Oh, it is Luizzi by the looks of it. Our first casualty of the day. At least we're not in 22nd anymore. But there is a good 6 seconds to the cars in front. Well, listening in then, it looks like Alonso could be applying pressure to Jarno Trulli on the road. I believe if he finishes 6th today, that would be enough.
Here over the last few laps, and the clouds that were threatening rain have cleared. It looks like the sun will be out until the end of this Grand Prix.
Well, that is a shame, because I deliberately overfueled the car lows in case we saw some late showers. But I didn't know there was rain. Martin had never mentioned rain on the horizon either way. But yeah, I believe if Alonso does walk away with 6th today, that is all he needs to do to be Formula 1 World Champion. We, however, have just got a lot of cars we want to overtake. First of those is Christian Albers, my former teammate. We've pretty much only ever had teammates called Christian on this game. With the exception, obviously, of our short stint over at Super Guri. But yeah, we can definitely make moves. Come on, what are you doing, Montero? It was like he wanted to try and let me pass, but then decided he didn't want to. Last weekend we had issues with these guards as well. Come on, can we have a look down the inside of T1? It's scary stuff. And he's turned in on me. I love this game. Come on, stop turning in. Let me go. If there's a car on your inside, you can't just turn in on him, mate. Well, we know we can't go for moves down at turn 1 anymore, down the inside of AI, but there are certainly other places.
Trouble. Let's see how this race unfolds before pushing.
Well, I've got to push anyway, engineer. I want to try. I mean, we're probably not going to score points this afternoon. But yeah, this one I think is going to be a race of trying to save face as much as anything else. Oh, we are getting a ridiculous slipstream on UGE Day.
Michael Schumacher leads. Montoya is second. Fisichella third. Massa fourth. It's E-Day! He seems to have got away with no damage though. Very lucky indeed. A bit of a scrape there, but at least he won't need to retire. You got yourself involved in that too. That incident doesn't seem to have done him too much harm.
Hang on a minute. UGE Day? Did you see that? He left me the outside line off the corner and then just moved across me and has wiped me out of this Grand Prix. What on earth is that?
This really is a magnificent circuit, and it always brings us a fascinating race. It's an incredible challenge for any Grand Prix team to get the car balanced around here, and that makes for fantastic action and plenty of surprises. The Japanese appetite for Formula 1 is as strong as ever, with 3 Japanese-owned teams in the running, and so we embark on our final trip over the Pacific Ocean to Sao Paulo, Brazil, for the final round of the 2006 Formula 1 season. We say sayonara and join us in 2 weeks' time when we bring this season to a close. Thanks for joining us and goodbye.
Well, that has got to be one of the worst races I've had on this game. I think that's my first retirement since the US Grand Prix, back at like the midway stage of the season. But I have got no idea what UGE Day was aiming to achieve in that one. Rosberg and Montoya, though. Montoya was running really well. Rosberg, of course, after that shock podium last season, joined myself and Luizzi on the sidelines. But it does mean, with 1 round to go, it is still a three-way championship decider between Alonso, Fisichella, and Felipe Massa there. For Alonso, it's pretty simple. Finish 8th. For Fisichella and Massa, they have to win the Grand Prix to have any chance at that crown there. We, luckily, obviously with Montoya's DNF, don't lose out on another place in the Drivers' Championship. And Constructors-wise, well, we're pretty much locked in to P5 unless Toyota have a miracle final round of the season there. Ferrari can still jump Renault in the Constructors as well, but they basically need neither Renault car to score a point. We'll be back very soon ready for the Brazilian Grand Prix. A massive thank you to all of my YouTube members and my Patreon supporters for their continued donations to help my work. These things go much further than I think a lot of you ever realise and allow me to continue making content full-time here on YouTube. So if you want to support me from as little as £1 a month and be featured on all of these end clips, either click the join button next to the subscribe or head over to my Patreon. There's a link down in the description.